Thank you for staying with us. Now we're going to take a look at the Pacelli School for the Blind, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the oldest school for the blind in Lagos. It's been 60 years since it was established. 60.
And
it is 6 decades, specifically a school for the blind, and it's a non-governmental and non-fee paying institution. So how has the Pacelli School survived all these years? Well, we have Sister Jane Onyeneri of the Handmaids of the Holy Child Jesus with us. Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
And she's come along with one of the students, Amos Timothy. Morning, Amos.
Good morning, ma.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, and you?
Great, thank you. So, Sister Onyeneri, 60 years of looking after the blind. I don't suppose you've been there 60 years because you don't look to me like you're 60.
Not at all.
Right. So how long have you been there?
11 years.
Okay. Now, what has your experience been working with blind children?
It has been very awesome because I have a great passion for the visually impaired children. I read that.
And you will tell us why in a short while.
Okay.
Finish your sentence.
Yes, so it has been so great working with them. It gives me that inner joy and fulfillment that these children, I'm like their eyes, their nose, everything. So that's the way I feel, and I take care of them. Yeah.
Why are you partial to children with visual impairment?
Because they are neglected in our society, especially the blind. People don't talk about them. Lagos State have those schools for the blind, except this one, Archdiocese of Lagos has started since the 16th of June 1962. That's the only school for primary school. So the government, we have pleaded with them if they can get another school. Right now, our school is overpopulated, and there are some of these children that are left behind. It makes me feel so bad that our society is not thinking about them.
When you say overpopulated, what's the population?
It's 140 children, and we have to build double bunk to accommodate some of them. And there are about 40 of them on the waiting list. We cannot accept.
What would you say is the population, if that's a good word to even use, or what's the need gap that needs to be filled?
Like that school supposed to be maybe 100.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the general population that have the need for this school for the blind.
They may reach up to 100. Yeah, that have the need. But
apart from the 140 that you have?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a need for another blind school that will accommodate at least 100 pupils?
Yes.
Any specific age range?
Yeah, we have 7 to 17 age range. And right now, the Handmaids of the Holy Child Jesus have purchased land at Badagry to make sure that we build that school so that we can accommodate these children that are sitting down at home. We have purchased the land, but we need capital to develop the land. So
you have records of some children who have this need who are not in a restructured school.
Yes.
Right now.
We do.
Okay. And then there are those who have this need and who are in this general schools with like everybody else.
Yes, and also some of them are sitting down at home. And some of these children are abandoned by their parents. They become our children. We have about 10 of them that are with us in the convent. So they get bored being with us. So we now put them in another facility.
Would you say this is a this is a challenge that just started, or is something that's been on for a very long time?
It has been there. It has just been there.
This need gap.
The need has been there because the visually impaired Nobody think about them. Of say, let us build a place to accommodate this group of people. Deaf people are taken care of. They have primary school, so many primary school, they have secondary school, but the blind do not have. But we integrate them in Queens, Kings, and Ijaniki. That's the only school that accept them.
For secondary school level?
For secondary school level. And then Loyola Jesuit Abuja.
Sister, from your experience, what is mainly responsible for their blindness? Were they born blind?
Some of them are born blind. Some is hereditary. Some accident. Some, glaucoma. Some of them have...
Didn't know that you could get glaucoma so young.
Yes, some do. Some accident playing on the field, or some, we had a case 2 years ago when the child was in kindergarten, nursery school, a teacher slapped that child. That was how that child became blind.
Wow. From a slap?
Yeah, and then another one 3 years ago took expired medication, cough medication. The child got blind.
Wow.
So these are some of the cases we see. And most of our children come from Ogun State and Delta. There is a family, there are 4 of them. There are another family, 5 of them. So...
all blind?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, I don't know. I have too many questions and no questions at all right now. But, in terms of how this, Pacelli School for the Blind and partially visually impaired have dealt with these issues over the years, what are some of the stories that you have heard? I'm asking that against the backdrop of the fact that, okay, so this school has been on and has handled this issue for 60 years. Are there... First of all, what are the success stories or challenges that you can point to that people need to be to appreciate? Okay,
our school, over these 60 years, we have graduated up to 2,000 students from Pacelli, and they are doing so great. We have gotten barristers, musicians like Koban. We have those working in the radio station. Yeah, well, it's an ex-Pacellian. Okay. And then we have some of them that are telephone operators, bankers. In fact, the inner joy I get every day that I saw that some of them are happily married with children. The society don't frown about it. Once you're gainfully employed, ladies are ready to marry them and men. So that is the success story, and it makes us feel good that these children can make it. I used to joke with them and say the sky is their limit. They say, no, sister, it's our starting point. So it gives me inner joy to hear that they have that hope that, look, I'm going to be somebody in future.
Now, how about the challenges?
Some of our challenges...
Beside the schools, the one that you have just mentioned already.
Money
is finance. Finance is our challenge, and flooding. The children do not pay any form of tuition. It is a free education. Both the dormitory is free, accommodation, feeding, educational material is free. And it is true, wonderful people of Nigeria. We are wonderful people. There are still wonderful people in Nigeria that contribute every day to put food on our table. Corporate organizations, religious bodies, clubs, private schools have also been awesome. And individuals who come by to celebrate their birthday. That is how we make money to pay staff for 48 staff and then feed these children.
140.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I keep telling people, if you are looking for miracle, come to Pacelli. It's where miracle comes. Because the money is not there, but they will come. That is our strong belief.
If you can hazard a guess, what would you say the budget need of Pacelli School for the Blind is on maybe an annual basis or a monthly basis?
Monthly basis, we spend roughly 3 million. every month. Because the children destroy so much. You know, one child, 40 of them, or, you know, the boys are 92. They touch. Everything is touching. We have to repair. Most of the money donated to us is for repairs.
What do you mean, touch?
You know, they destroy their restroom. They destroy the door.
Because
the
they have to
mosquito
feel
net,
around before they
feel like, do a lot of touching. So, and then do painting.
Feel their way around.
Repaint every time. We keep the compound neat so that they will have that neat environment. And then the plumbing work takes a lot of money, electricity. You know, we buy diesel. For the first time, we bought 2.something million of diesel, because we need to keep their food. You know, if you have meat, and all these things, we have to preserve them. We have to make sure we have generator. So these are where we spend this money. Repairs, where we have cars that we have to maintain. And then, in fact, the whole of last year was a very challenging task for us. Our drivers were having accidents, and we have to pay so much money. And maintenance of vehicles these days is very expensive. Like our Hilux, so bad. That's why the governor promised to give us Hilux, but we're still waiting on him. We know he's going to do it. I have strong belief that he's going to give us Hilux, because our own is so bad. Yeah.
Maybe we should also appeal to, let's hope Innocent is also listening. It's Nigerian made. And then maybe we could, why are you looking at me like that? I'm just making an appeal.
I'm agreeing with you.
You know, but madam.
Innocent, your CSR for this year, please give a truck to the Pacelli School for the Blind.
And we want to know when it happens, because it will happen. Now, 3 million every month. My math is not so good, but that's 12 times 3 is
36.
36 million every
year.
Wow.
That is not money to sniff at.
How do you raise that? I'm going to ask that question again.
Yeah, I don't, sometimes I go to Catholic Church, appeal for fund, and people will give us, they do second collection for us, and then some give scholarship to our children. And sometimes we don't, people just come to our door and donate something. Somewhere on the website we have, people will just call, sister, I have dropped something for the children. Nigerians are wonderful, as I said. People just are moved. Even that during COVID, people were bringing little things for us to survive. So I was impressed. I was happy to work.
You say that somebody gave scholarship. So can one just adopt a child and give that child scholarship through his or her years in Pacelli?
Yes, many companies are doing that. Yeah, they're giving scholarship, like some of the Saxon company. There's one young man that started online banking. He gave scholarship to about 10 children. Uzoma. So I know so many people will come, sister, what do you want me to do? And I say, please, this child, I need scholarship for this child. I don't want them to just stop in primary 6. And parents have a strong belief that the secondary school is part of Pacelli's case. You know, it's continuity. That if you still go there, it's still going to fall back to us. In fact, the greatest challenge I have been having in the school is secondary school. When they give this scholarship, the donors, the sponsors who want the parents to, you know, be in charge of it, it still fall back to us. We have to monitor to make sure a child's school fees is paid, and then they bring receipt for us.
Are you saying, therefore, that your students who have proceeded to King's College and Ijanikin, like you mentioned earlier, their fees were paid by Pacelli?
Yeah, the sponsors give us the money and we pay. And sometimes we also step in to give scholarship when we see it's a case that we don't want the child to just go home like that. We pick it up until we get scholarship for that particular child.
So a child who doesn't have scholarship and Pacelli cannot do it, what happens to that child?
We make sure we do it because we don't want them to fall by the wayside. We want to make sure they move forward. Yeah, we pick it up. Yeah.
You've had cases of some very brilliant children in spite of their impairment, haven't you?
Yes.
Are there any that you just like to give a shout out to?
Yes, we do that.
I mean, now you want to talk to that person. You want to,
Give them a thumbs up
to the person now. That maybe the person is watching you now, or someone who knows.
or is hearing you.
Yeah, like Victor Cherry that works with the radio. The parents could not afford it. The former principal, Sister Assumpto Kereke, went to the east and sent with one teacher, and they picked him up and he started school. And today he's a very big man. He works in the radio, Lagos radio, and he came to say thank you to us last year.
I just happen to know Victor Oteri because I think he's manager programs of
yes,
a radio
and he has
station.
been getting award.
Traffic radio.
Yes,
Yeah, traffic radio.
He's blind.
Yes.
Partially.
With 3 children. No, totally blind.
I know him personally. I know him when he started broadcasting.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been around for a few days myself, not up to 60
Hi,
years.
Victor.
Well, sorry, he can't hear you.
Why?
He can hear you.
Yeah, he can hear me.
Yeah,
He
but
can
when you
hear.
said hi, Victor, you waved. I'm just saying.
Okay. Okay. I take back my wave then. You
When
can
his
hear my
wife can
voice.
see you, his wife can see you. Beautiful wife he has, by the way. So that's just one.
Yeah.
And many people are looking at you now and saying, if only they knew how to help, if only they knew how to step in. Is there a website people can go to get information about how to reach out to?
Yes. Pacelli School. We have www.eg.ed education.
Sorry, start it. www.pacelli.
Dot ed.
ed.org. Okay.
Okay, I know it's Pacelli School for the Blind.org, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Pacelli School for the Blind, one word,
Yeah.
.org. Just check that now. Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'm on that website now, and I can see quite a number of account numbers.
We have
And
First Bank.
yes, I can see, actually, there is a dollar account as well, so, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, very, very...
So
tap it.
delegates.
Which one?
If you're looking for where to give back some of that money which you're being offered, we know you're being offered. So if you're looking
You have
for...
no proof.
If you're looking for where to give back some of that money, Pacelli School for the Blind, their website has their account numbers, whether it's a Naira account you want to give into or a dollar account to make it easier for you.
Which is also going around a lot. And there is also, of course, your phone number is also on the website,
Yeah.
Sister Jane.
Yeah.
So anyone who wants, quite some information you'll find there in the list of partners and all those things are there. Okay, well,
Okay.
that is it right there.
Right, exactly.
That's
Yes.
the website.
Right. So let's bring in Amos. Amos,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you today?
I'm good, thank you, and you?
I'm good. How long have you been at the Pacelli?
I've been 5 years at Pacelli.
Okay. Can you see at all?
Yeah, I can see partially.
Okay. So, do you enjoy your classes at Pacelli?
Oh, I enjoy my classes very well at Pacelli because it teaches us very good. They have quality education there, and the teachers are well educated. They are good.
What have been your experience over the past 5 years at Pacelli?
I've experienced a lot of good things at Pacelli. And from the day I entered Pacelli, after thinking that I've lost everything after I got blind, but I thought I could never be anything again. But when I got into Pacelli, I knew that yes, I could become something in the future. So I've gone for Pacelli. Have taken me plenty places. Have taken me like for sporting activities, and I know that yes, I had good experience in Pacelli.
You say when you got blind,
Yes.
So you were not born blind?
Yes.
How did you go blind?
At first, I think I felt sick. So I was taken to the hospital. While they were giving me drip, I wanted to ease myself. Then I could not see very well. I was seeing double. So I told my father, he removed the drip from my hand. They took me home. All of a sudden, I could not see at all. So with prayers and everything, I began to regain my sight small until now. So I thought that since I've got blind already, I can't be anything. Maybe they will just abandon me. But my parents keep giving me advice and telling me that one day all will be good.
So what are your hopes now? Having been in Pacelli and the things that you have experienced, so far, what are the things that you have learned? I mean, not just academically now. What are the things that you have learned? Maybe about life or about, yourself, about people?
I've learned, first of all, about myself, that I could do anything I want. And about life, I've learned that, yes, in life, you have to struggle before you become something. You have to not relax, don't relent. Keep striving hard and you be what you want. And about people, most people are good, yes. But there are also some people who feel that no, blindness is a disease. That when they don't like associating with the blind. So that's about people that I know. And there are some other people that they are good, they love associating with the blind. They feel that yes, even though you are blind, no matter how you can still make it, they keep encouraging us.
What would you want to tell those people who are not comfortable with people who are visually impaired?
I want to tell them that they should try to adjust and be comfortable with those. Yes, we are blind, we are all human beings. It's condition that put us in this situation. So they should not feel that if they come close to us, they will contact it. We can't contact it to our friends.
It's not infectious.
How about other students like you, those who are in Pacelli and those who are not in Pacelli? What would you want to tell them if you could?
First of all, those at Pacelli, I'm sure they are okay because Pacelli is like a home. They take us as if we are the children, the sisters. So they make us feel at home there. I'm sure they're comfortable there. And I would like to tell them that they should keep striving hard like me. And the people outside Pacelli that have not got, I know that there are a lot of people who want that opportunity, but because of space, they could not get that opportunity. So they should not relent. They should keep striving hard and know that one day they will get into Pacelli or maybe some blind schools.
So what do you want to do after Pacelli?
After Pacelli, I wish to go to King's College. If I could get sponsors or scholarship, I wish to go to King's College. And after my school, I want to become a lawyer.
Wow. Why would you want to become a lawyer in particular?
I want to become a lawyer because I feel that most time people are not treated well and people are not given justice to. So I want to stand up and become a lawyer and be that one that is going to change everything.
Do you know anyone who is visually impaired who is a lawyer?
Yes, but I can't remember his name now.
Okay.
The one who was president of the Society for the Blind, right?
Dan Lami Bashir.
Dan Lami.
Yes.
Dan Lami Bashir.
That's it, Bashir.
He has his own business in Lagos. He has his own company.
Oh, he stopped practicing law?
Yes, a long time.
Okay.
He's now his own.
Are there challenges, Sister Jane, that you think people who are visually impaired, whether they are in school or not, challenges that they think is above or beyond them, that they need to be encouraged to live around?
Yeah, mobility is their greatest problem. Mobility, some of them are not trained and our roads are not friendly. They don't consider them. Like when we take our children for mobility training, Okada people will be knocking them down and their guide came. So is a big problem.
Thankfully, Okada has been banned in Lagos, so let's begin from there.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
Yeah, apart from that.
I suppose that was great news to you.
Yeah, it's a great news because they are becoming so nuisance in the whole place. Because one of our outing with our children to teach them mobility, it happens. And then the blind people have that fear. The roads are not
They don't want to go out.
And there is no pedestrian walk to say this is for pedestrian walk. You just, some of them that are very courageous who move out. The others are afraid because car could knock them down. We have not grown to that. That's the big challenge for them. And mixing up in the society. Sometimes when they go out, they don't want to eat because people look at them. But we try to train them how to eat and how to socialize. So it's a big challenge to them.
What would you want to tell people, not just Lagosians now, because we are generally restless people ourselves. What do you want to tell people generally about I really feel very, very reserved calling them blind, maybe visually impaired.
It's visually
a little more.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell people about them?
I want to tell people that when they see them on the road, they should assist them to navigate and also to treat them very well, because sometimes people try to avoid them. They don't feel happy that people don't want to associate with them. They feel that it's contagious. It's not. Blindness is not contagious. It's hereditary sometimes, some families. So, and if we give them that hope, if we assist them, then they will feel comfortable to mix with us.
Sister, do you think that as a society, we are more and more lacking in compassion and humanity? Because we shouldn't have to be told to be kind to somebody who is visually impaired. And I know that in the Nigeria of my youth, you didn't have to be told. You saw them trying to cross the road, you helped them. You didn't have to be told that.
Anyway, some of us are very compassionate to them. It's few people, let me not generalize, just few people who do not like them. Few. So maybe these young people who do not care. But the elderly people, they try to assist where possible. I'm not just going to say Nigerians have been wonderful, I will say. Okay. But we have to create awareness. We need to have workshop to educate many people. And also parents of the visually impaired. Some of them are still hiding in a corner. They are still keeping them away from the school. They don't want to be identified to say, my child is visually impaired. So want to create that awareness that parents that have visually impaired children, they should bring them to us.
How about young people? Because, you know, one of a critical section of society that needs to be spoken to about this are young people. Do you think young people have enough understanding of the peculiarities that a visually impaired person has to go through? What are the things that they need to understand?
We need to tell them a little bit about the children, their psychology. And some of the, one school came to our school, and, you know, I asked them to go and shake hands with them. They wouldn't do that. It's not that they're afraid, they don't know. But if we educate them, if they are aware that a blind person is also a human being like every other person, I think we lack that awareness in the whole of
it's
our
awareness
country.
That is lacking, not compassion.
We lack that awareness, but as for passion, they are passionate seeing a blind person. Some of them comes to the school, they begin to cry.
I'm glad to hear that our humanity has remained intact. So, Amos.
Yes, ma'am.
Your final word. What do you want to say to young people out there?
What I want to say to young people out there is that they should try to assist us. We are blind does not mean that we are not human beings. They should try to assist us, and they should know that, yes, there are some things that they can also gain from us. And they should try to assist us, like help us to navigate and show us the way. Like, don't take us as human beings, as your friends, as your brothers.
Okay. Amos Timothy, student of the Pacelli School for the Blind, and if you are willing to offer any kind of help or scholarships to the children, the website to go to is www.pacelli.org.
School for the Blind. No,
Pacelli School for the Blind.org. Okay, there's no ED there. Okay.
No, some of us who are techie, we just go Google Pacelli.
There he goes showing off. There he goes showing off.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming, Sister Jane Onyeneri of the Handmaids of the Holy Child Jesus, and thank you as well to Amos Timothy, who's a student at the Pacelli. Thank you very much. Sister, I'm hoping that largesse will begin to pour in after this your appearance on Sunrise this morning.
So we'll delegate some resources to you, some of them.
Amen to that.
Amen.
You see, I said amen the other time, and you were protesting.
Can I say a very big thank you?
Okay.
You are welcome, sister.
Thank you so much for inviting
Sunrise,
us.
we'll be right back with the home stretch.
Thank you.
This prophet Theophilus, the man that God called, and therefore